Hi there. In this video we'll be covering, should I hire a ghostwriter? Hiring a ghostwriter could bring you so much peace of mind and help you finish a project you might never otherwise complete if you follow the steps in this video. By the end of this video you'll learn why you should hire a ghostwriter, how a ghostwriter can help you, and why due diligence is required when moving forward. And stay tuned till the end of the video for a free gift. Let's dive in. When thinking about whether you should hire a ghostwriter or not, I want you to think about one thing in particular. This right here, time. Time is such a big focus for whether or not you end up deciding to hire a ghostwriter. If you have the time to write your book, you could write it yourself, but a lot of times you don't have the time. Maybe you're busy running a business, you're busy doing other things. Life gets in the way and it's difficult to devote the time and energy to finishing the book on your own. That's why you bring in a ghostwriter. Another reason why you might end up hiring a book ghostwriter is because of the high degree of skill needed to write a book. It's not easy to write a book. It's very challenging. Even for good writers, it's a very challenging thing. Bringing on a book ghostwriter can help you write your best version of your story. Some of the clients I work with as a book ghostwriter are great writers. I'm actually wowed sometimes when they send me material. I'm like, this person could write the book themselves without the time element involved. If they had all the time in the world, they could actually write this book. They have the skill necessary to write the book. And I think that's a powerful thing. You know, when you align and join forces and work with people who are even more skilled than you are, it just really adds to the ability, it adds to the payout, it adds to the whole process. You know, it's an exponential factor that just increases the value of every single thing you're doing. It's not a detrimental thing to bring on a book ghostwriter. It's really an empowering thing. It helps you to feel empowered that the person that you're working with is going to really carry that forward, that you trust them, that they are that good, that you can pull back and get the peace of mind to know that they're gonna do a great job, that they might even do a better job than you. And even if they don't, they're gonna get close enough that you can just offer some tweaks and ideas and get the book moving in the right direction. Projects can also be too big to take on yourself. I've been there myself. Some of the projects I've written on my own have been tremendously overwhelming and burdensome and difficult and time-consuming. It can be so much easier to divide and conquer and focus on the things you're good at. A lot of times when I end up working with an author on a project as a book ghostwriter, I will have them, you know, pick up some of the support roles, research roles, adding material, gathering material, reaching out to people in their network if we have questions or needs. They'll be doing so many different things to help as I'm doing the writing process. It's like a conveyor belt. They're bringing things on, I'm moving it forward, bringing on, moving forward. And the same thing happens with the meetings we have. When we discuss the topics back and forth, they will be providing info and insight and material for me to write about, and then I will go and do the writing. So it's a really empowering process to be able to collaborate like that, to be able to connect like that. And it also frees up the author to be able to focus on the gathering while I'm doing the writing. So it's really neat to see that process and point them in the right direction, to help them along, to help them dig on the things that they need to dig on, and it frees them up with the writing so I can do the writing and they can do all these other things to help drive the book forward. It can be scary to have a manuscript sit and sit and sit, to not make the progress that you want to. I've worked with so many clients who have struggled for years, not knowing how to write their book, feeling overwhelmed, feeling lost, feeling like they don't deserve to tell the story. I've worked with so many people who sat for years with an unfinished manuscript, and it ate at them. This was this burden on their shoulder that they could never get past. There was this thing that constantly ate away at them. They worked on here and there, and they pulled it out of the drawer, and they worked on it a little bit, and then they put it back, and it just gnawed at them and gnawed at them, and year after year after year. It can be really disappointing and frustrating as an author to know that you don't have the time or the effort or the energy, or you don't believe in your story quite enough to be able to move forward with it, to not believe in it. It's a scary thing. I've dealt with it myself. I know what that feels like. So many authors I've worked with have struggled with that too, and it's a frustrating thing to see a book languish and stagnate. Bringing on a book ghostwriter can help shake the dust off of that manuscript and really help you continue building momentum and making progress instead of that feeling of frustration. You're finally making progress. You're moving forward. It's an awesome thing. Hiring a ghostwriter, though, takes a couple things, namely money. Projects are costly. It can cost $25,000 or more, up through $100,000 to write with a ghostwriter. And it can be a lot. That can be a big burden. But think about the peace of mind. Think about being able to get on the opposite side of this, being able to say you did it. You scaled the mountain. Being able to promote and market the book and drive yourself forward to build your platform. This book could be your door opener for every single thing you want to accomplish. Getting past that point could take your company and your platform to new places, places you never even imagined. What's the cost of that? What does that peace of mind mean to you? I think it's important to be able to gauge cost and reward. What that reward looks like is so sweet and so awesome. If you do end up wanting to hire a ghostwriter, make sure you do your due diligence first. Make sure that you interview them. Make sure that you talk to their references. I know it sounds curious to ask for references, but I think it's an important thing. Established book ghostwriters will have clients that will gladly get on the phone and talk to you about what it means to work with this person, what they're like, what it feels like to work with them and how great it is, how empowering it is. You want to hear those things before you sign, before you agree to something. Otherwise, it's really tough to build that trust. Book ghostwriting is one of those jobs, is one of those missions that until that person's in that seat, you really don't know. You really don't know how good they are and how they're going to deliver for your book. They may have done great for somebody else's book, but what does it mean for yours? By asking them questions, by talking to them, by recognizing that they're a good culture fit with you, and then by talking to their past clients and making sure that they can offer the things that you need, you can move forward with an empowerment, move forward in trust, move forward in confidence, which is the most important thing. So many of the clients I've worked with have come to me after working with other ghostwriters. The other ghostwriter didn't work out, they weren't a good fit, they weren't really delivering good material. And then the client came to me and I started working with them and had to rebuild trust because they didn't quite trust that I would do a good job either. I don't blame them. They just lost a lot of time and money working with somebody else who said they were going to do a great job. Where am I going to be different? Which is why I just think all of those efforts at the beginning of the process, before you even sign on the dotted line, are so valuable. Being able to do the research, being able to understand what you need from this book ghostwriter is going to help you hire the right one. Because there's a lot of times where you really don't know, and then you end up signing a contract that isn't advantageous to you or doesn't fit your needs. And when you do set up a project, when you do set up a contract with a ghostwriter, make sure to have it milestone focused and break up the payments into milestones. That way they need to deliver in order for you to get the payout. It's that give and take process, but it keeps the project moving forward and helps you build momentum. So there are things that you can do on your end, even in the contract phase, even in the interview phase. There are steps that you can take to make sure that you set yourself up for the best success possible. All right, now that you watched this video about hiring a ghostwriter, I want you to do one thing. I want you to book a call with me. Go to goodghostwriter.com. You can click the link below. There you can schedule a free one-on-one strategy call so we can talk about your project, your needs, your expectations, what you hope to accomplish, and if a ghostwriter is the right fit or something else. I'm happy to point you in the right direction and help make sure that you have the best path forward with your book. Remember, good ghostwriting makes great books. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.